purpose of this video is to discuss the compositional choices for your Gyotaku prints. There are various ways to place the fish on the paper. You may decide you're going to print the fish once, or you're going to print the fish multiple times, or in various directions. It is up to you, but to make your prints the most visually dynamic and the most appealing, you want to consider a few tips for creating good compositions. The first tip is off-centering. Your first instinct might be to print the fish directly in the center. And while this can sometimes work, most of the time you want to think about bringing that fish over to one side or another. The second tip I have for you is rotating the fish. Instead of placing it directly in line, you may want to have him swimming upwards or downwards a bit. You'll see from this example that not only are the fish off-center, but they are also rotated just slightly to add a little bit of motion to that print. This example really shows you what rotating the print could do for your composition, with this one being perpendicular to that one. The third tip I have for you would be to crop, meaning that the fish does not have to completely stay within the edges of the paper. You may choose to print the fish so that you don't see part of it. A great example of that would be this one, where only the tails were printed and the rest were cropped off. That is an option. The fourth tip is to create a focal point. Now, you may do this a variety of ways. Creating a focal point means that you are creating an area of importance. So if you print the fish multiple times on one paper, you want to think about what you can do to make one the focal point. You can vary the size of the fish if we have that option. You can vary the color of the fish with the different ink options that I have available for you. You can also vary the value of the fish print. So if you print the fish with more of a lighter tone, less ink, then there is going to be a lighter value. This one has a lot more ink applied to the fish. Sometimes this can be kind of accidental, but if you try to do this, you want to apply less ink to get that shift in value. This one is also a value and color variation, where you can see the white fish versus the black fish. Black fish is definitely standing out as the focal point in this one. And the last tip that I have for you is overlapping. So you may choose to print the fish so that it overlaps itself. So one is swimming in front of another. Here's an example of that, where right in here you see that the black fish comes in front of that purple fish, creating that overlap. Another option that you have for overlap would be something like this. We are going to be drawing on top of our fish prints tomorrow, and you have the option of drawing in elements that will go behind the fish or over the fish, creating overlap as well.